What's good, Washington fans? I just wanted to say a happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, man. Keep doing y'all thing, keep holding it down, keep being strong, man. Shout out to my son, for real, man. He's just a great son, man, and he's gonna be a baller. I can tell, man. He's got good form on his jump already. He's not 2 years old yet, but he's already got good form on his jump shot. So I love to see it. I just want to pay homage to my dad, man. He's the reason why I'm a Redskins fan, a Washington football fan. Season tickets. Used to go to the game, see Mark Brunell, Clint Portis, Santana, Sean Taylor. I was there at the game when I think it was the week after Sean Taylor passed, and we went to the Bills game together. So I just have so many memories with my dad going to games, man. The game where we beat the Giants at home, it was cold as crap. It was a game to clinch. It was one of the games to clinch. It was back in 05 or 06. And we had the all-white jerseys on it, and Santana Moss caught a screen pass and just ran it in for a touchdown. We was all hyped. So those are the memories I have of my dad. So just happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I just wanted to get that in because, dads are just so important, man. They really are. They really are. We definitely do the dirty work and get the dirty things done. So, but to the video, Riddick Rich Eisen, Dan Orlovsky, Booger McFarland. Who else is in love with the Washington football team right now? I think Chris Sims is in love with the football team. Nate Burleson has always loved the Washington football team. That's hyped us up. Bucky Brooks. Those are the names I can remember so far in the national media that have really, I'm not gonna say hype up the Washington football team, but really believe in the Washington football team. They really have us as the clear-cut favorites to win in the NFC East. So Riddick said it on ESPN the other day, and now Rich Eisen is just fanboying us right now. He's loving the Washington football team. So we just haven't had this much hype or confidence in this team and this roster to do anything, to go to the playoffs or make some noise in a long time. So my thoughts on it, I'm trying to stay humble, not get too hyped. Actually, and Mike Greenberg, he was the one who hopped on the bandwagon. He was one of the first people, other than Bucky Brooks and Nate Burleson. He was probably one of the first, because when we signed for Ryan Fitzpatrick, he was like, he's got a top 5 QBR. He's had a better passer rating than Tom Brady in the last few years. So-and-so better than Russell Wilson. He was the first one on ESPN to come out and say that. So shout out to those guys. But hype doesn't mean anything. They got to get on the field and do it. So, but Riddick had some really strong points. He said 1 through 52, 1 through 53, the Washington football team, they don't have any problems. Everybody says Dak this, Dak that, Dak this. But Dak doesn't play cornerback. Dak doesn't play safety. Dak doesn't play defensive tackle. Those are the things that he doesn't do. And the Dallas's defense is still a weakness. They did get better. I'm not going to lie. They got a lot better. Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs is going to get better. He's still Terry McLaurin's son, but he's going to get better. They made some moves to get better. I do like Jabril Cox. I thought they made some strong moves defensively. But they still have a lot of problems in that secondary. Now, I like what he also said about us adding Curtis Samuel. We added William Jackson, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm indifferent. I'm in the middle on Fitzpatrick. I understand, he's got some good things going for him. He was 4-3 as a starter with the Dolphins last year. Even with Tua, when they were tanking for Tua, he ended up winning 5 games with that terrible roster. People don't know Ryan Fitzpatrick was the leading rusher on that Dolphins team last year. And I think he was second in rushing last year, even though he didn't even play a full season. That's how bad their running game is. That's one of the big differences when he does come to Washington. We're going to have a solid run game with Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick, sprinkling Peyton Barber, and sprinkling my man Jared Patterson. This roster is just going to be better than the Dolphins roster. The Dolphins, they did have a good roster last year, but this roster is certainly going to be an upgrade. This will be the best roster that Ryan Fitzpatrick has played on probably since the Jets when they did go 10-6. I feel like we built this team around Ryan Fitzpatrick. Rich Eisen talked about the 2 burners from the Ohio State, Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin. We added De'Ami Brown. We have a vertical passing game, which is building around Ryan Fitzpatrick, which is what he wants to do, which is what Scott Turner wants to do, and Ron Rivera wants to do the complete opposite of what it was last year. Last year, it was a horizontal passing game. Now it's going to be a vertical passing game where we're throwing the ball downfield. We have Antonio Gibson in the backfield, so it's really like a pick your poison kind of type of offense. They both mentioned Logan Thomas, a legitimate tight end. I don't think they mentioned J.D. McKissick. People forget about how good J.D. McKissick was last year. 80 catches from a running back. That's insane. They talked about the defense, of course. Our nasty front four: Chase Young, Matt Ioannidis, Montez Sweat, Deron Payne. Who else? John Allen, Tim Settle. I'm probably forgetting some. We have so many good defensive linemen. I'm probably forgetting somebody all the time because we have so many strong defensive linemen. And then adding William Jackson, a top 10, top 5 cornerback in this league to match up against Amari Cooper and the wide receivers of the NFC East makes us a strong, solid team. So I don't want to sip the Kool-Aid too much. And I understand we got to stay humble because when Ryan Fitzpatrick has expectations, a lot of the times he doesn't meet them. But the last 2 or 3 years, he's been pretty darn good. And I'm still a Taylor Heineke supporter. I'm still a fan of him. And I think he can really battle Fitzmagic for that #1 spot. But this roster, top to bottom, 1 through 53, if you compare him to Dallas, you look at the defense, Washington has a better defense and just as solid offense. Dallas has a better offense, but Washington's offense isn't too far behind. You look at the Giants, they got better. Can't sleep on the Giants. They did get better. Kenny Galladay was a great addition. James Bradbury last year, it has been really good for them. So they have a good team. What's his name? Kadarius Toney. I like him a lot too. They have a good team. The Eagles, they have a good defense. Darius Slay, Fletcher Cox. They have a good team. They're not trash. We can't sleep on them either. To say we're the clear-cut favorite, it's not far-fetched anymore. Louis Riddick said, people think he's crazy when he says it, and it's not crazy to say anymore. It's just not, and people have to realize that. So we do have a tough schedule, but you have to beat the best to become the best. And I'm excited for the schedule. I'm happy that we're playing these top quarterbacks. I'm happy that we're playing Pat Mahomes. I'm happy that we're playing Josh Allen, Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert week 1. We got to step up to this challenge. We can't be scared of Monday Night Football games. We can't be scared of Sunday Night Football games, Thursday Night Football games. We have to be ready for the challenge. And I think this roster is good enough to do that. The question mark is the quarterback. Rich Eisen said, Ryan Fitzpatrick is that YOLO guy. He's that you only live once type of quarterback where he takes chances. But maybe what if Ryan Fitzpatrick thinks, hey, let's live for the next down. Let's live for 3rd and 5. Let's, instead of trying to throw a bomb to Terry McLaurin in double coverage, let's live for 2nd and 7, 2nd and 9. Let's live for the next play. If Ryan Fitzpatrick can do that, and last year we won with mediocre quarterback, but we had the worst quarterback play in the NFL. We had the worst quarterback rating from all 3 quarterbacks combined, 16 touchdowns, 16 picks. We were just bad, and we won with bad quarterback play. So it's like, what can we do with average to solid top 19, top 15 quarterback play? What can this defense do with that where they can help and save Ryan Fitzpatrick from making a turnover here and there? We can get a stop, get the ball back, or even get interceptions and put Ryan Fitzpatrick in the other team's red zone. That's how good I think this defense can be, where we can set up our offense like we had to for Dwayne Haskins last year or Alex Smith. We set them up in good position so they could be successful. So the sky does look like the limit for this Washington football team, but the question mark is the quarterback. So Ryan Fitzpatrick has been good. He has been good. He was the #1 rated quarterback under pressure last year, and that's a legitimate statistic in my opinion. I mean, that offensive line from the Dolphins was pretty darn bad. He comes here with a better offensive line. So it's just interesting. And people say age for Ryan Fitzpatrick. You look at Rich Gannon. You look at Peyton Manning. He had a hurt neck and still played well. Played solidly, and got them to the Super Bowl. It was the defense. So there's been older quarterbacks that have been playing well lately. Drew Brees. Phillip Rivers was 40. He wasn't the best last year, but he was good enough to get the Colts in the playoffs. He was solid. He was decent. So when people say Ryan Fitzpatrick's too old, I don't really think too much in that, honestly. But this team, the sky's the limit. We'll see what we can do. Right now, I'm staying humble right now. I'm not going to let it go to my head, but we've been knew this roster was good. We just had a couple pieces. De'Ami Brown, Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas, and Dan Orlovsky said this could be the fastest team in the NFL. Which is a legit take. Curtis Samuel 4.3140, Terry McLaurin 4.3940, Antonio Gibson a 4.3940. So we got speed all across the board. So it's easy to get hyped up for the season. I'm excited, man. This is the most I've been excited for a Washington football team's season coming up in a very long time. So I'm excited. All right, you guys let me know what you guys think. Are we the clear-cut favorites to win the NFC East? I definitely think we are a strong candidate to be the favorite. I don't know about clear cut, but I think we are a strong candidate. All right, y'all. Hail the football team. Peace.